Welcome back to DVC Weekly. Today is episode 14. My name is Jason Rippleting. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. As always, this is Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental and buyandsellDVC.com.
And if you need to get a hold of DVC Rental, the best thing to do is just go to DVC-Rental.
Or you can always call us at 407-494-2320.
And the Buy and Sell website is buyandsellDVC.com.
Phone number for that is 407-906-3789.
And you can always use the chat feature as well. Today is May 12th. So the 11th month booking window is going to be April 12th, 2022. And Easter is April 17th. So if you're planning on coming.
Better do that now.
Yes.
Get that going now.
And the 7-month window is 12/12. So make your plans and reservations accordingly.
Yeah, there's probably not too much left at this point. Maybe some 1-bedrooms or 2-bedrooms. But again, if you're planning coming down this week, try to get those in as fast as possible. Maybe there'll be a cancellation we can snag for you, or we might have something on our deals page as well.
And I just want to give a quick shout out to Whitney and Philip Pemberton from Salina, Texas. They just purchased at the Polynesian. It was their very first DVC purchase, so I want to say congrats. I hope you enjoy your membership, enjoy your points. And I just want to give you a quick timeline of the current situation when buying right now. So they made an offer on 3/19. Offer was accepted on 3/19. It was sent to right of first refusal on 3/22. It passed right of first refusal on 4/12. Closing docs were sent to buyer and seller on 4/25. Buyer return docs 4/29. Buyer return funds 4/29. Seller return docs 4/28, and the file closed 4/30. So it was a very quick transaction. And Whitney did give us a huge compliment on Facebook. She said, huge shout out to Buy and Sell DVC and Jason. I'm blown away by how smooth this all was and how responsive Jason is. I cannot recommend Buy and Sell DVC enough. Thank you. Can't wait to get our account and see those points. So we appreciate it very much.
Oh, thank you, Whitney.
We love helping out buyers and sellers, and we are always trying to do our best to make the transaction go as smooth as possible.
See, when you start with the wit part, I thought you were going to go into the White Castle. As we talked about this earlier, about a week ago, White Castle opened in Orlando, and it's the biggest one in the United States, and they had 4-hour waits for White Castle. And I spoke to Jason. He's gone to White Castle. I have as well, being from New York. And what are your thoughts on White Castle?
So, I mean, White Castle to me is not going to be my first choice of
anything.
Yes. So the people that waited 4 hours, I don't know if they've never experienced it before, or it's the new thing in Orlando right now. But I was shocked to see the wait times and all the hype for White Castle.
Yeah, I mean, it's decent. I mean, it's again, 2:00 in the morning. You've had a little too much to drink. Grab some White Castle food. They sell White Castle frozen burgers in pretty much every grocery store, and they pretty much taste the same. So if you don't wait in line 4 hours for White Castle, go to the grocery store and get them, or wait 3 days, and they'll be back down to 2-minute waits for White Castle. But we're glad to have you with us, White Castle. Welcome.
Yeah, my wife from Columbus, Ohio, which I feel like is the home of every fast food joint. I think it's the home of White Castle. I believe it's the home of Wendy's. And so, like, Columbus, Ohio, when I visit there, they have everything that you need to try. So I don't know what else is coming to Orlando in the future as far as these fast food experiences that are around the country.
Well, I mean, if White Castle or Wendy's wants to sponsor us as well, that's absolutely fine. Just so you know, we will plug your cheeseburgers.
Yes.
Let's move along. Let's
move
get
on.
off the fast food.
So I want to start with, if you're new to DVC and you just got exposed to it, maybe you came to Disney, you saw Disney Vacation Club existed, whether you see it on the buses or in your room, or your friend says, hey, I'm a member. So the question is, where do you start? Like, I want to become a member. Well, to me, it starts with 3 questions. First question is, how far in advance are you going to make reservations? Because if you're going to make reservations, the way the program works, At your home resort, you can book 7 to 11 months in advance. Under 7 months is just first come, first serve. So if you're someone that's going to make your reservation 7 to 11 months in advance, you want to buy at the resort that you want to stay at. If you're going to make your reservations under 7 months, the home resort's not going to be a factor. For example, if you say, I'm going to book reservations 6 to 7 months in advance, you probably don't want to spend the money to own at Bay Lake Tower when you could buy at, say, Saratoga Springs and make that same reservation. The other question you want to ask is there a certain time of year that you travel? If you always vacation in December, then you probably want to buy a December U-share or go backwards. December, October, September, August. That just has to do with if you ever have to cancel and being able to book points. And then the third thing is you want to look at the different resorts and plug in dates that you might check in and check out. Like on the buy and sell side and on the DVC-Rental, they both have a point calculator. So you can punch in, it's in there from now until the end of 2022. So you can plug in a check-in date, a check-out date, and it's going to tell you how many points for all the Disney Vacation Club resorts. So, you'll notice that if you plug it in and it says, okay, if I want to stay at Old Key West in the studio, it's going to require, fewer points than if you want to stay at Bay Lake Tower in a 1-bedroom. So those three things are going to help you get started, because if you get to the point where you say, okay, we're going to make our reservations 10 months in advance, and we want to, what was the second question? Oh, and we travel in December, and then we've looked at we want to own at Bay Lake Tower. Well, now you've narrowed it down. Okay, now we're looking to buy X amount of points at Bay Lake Tower with December U-share, and then you can start looking at the listings to try and figure out which ones you want to make an offer on.
And you typically suggest that people add like 10% or 20% more, maybe 10% more?
Well, yeah,
what you're thinking, because allocations change.
So, when you're buying resale, of course, you only have to deal with, the listings that are coming in. So when so-and-so decides they want to sell, that listing appears. So it kind of, ideally you'd want to buy a few more points than you think you need. But you also, if the right listing comes along and all of a sudden, plus it has banked points and this, then all of a sudden something like that, it may be too hard to pass up. And you say, okay, let's get started with this. We can always work around it, maybe say an extra night here or bank points.
And that's the thing they say, add-on-itis. That means once you buy your first contract, you kind of get the urge eventually to add on again. So it's called add-on-itis, and it is real. So yeah, once you buy one, you'll be back for more probably.
And be advised, on our website, we have what's called a wish list. So if you do, figure out exactly what you're looking for, or maybe not even exactly, you say, well, we're looking for, Animal Kingdom or Bay Lake Tower or Copper Creek. You can always click on the wish list, plug in what you want, and then we'll notify you when we list such properties. So, or you can also email me directly, Jason at buyandselldvc.com, and say, let me know when you get a 50-point Animal Kingdom. So, because what you want, so if you figure out what you want, it may not be readily available for you to buy immediately.
Yeah, especially with the market going the way it is right now, they're going fast. A lot of times we're getting contracts in and we're selling them before we even get a chance to send the emails out. So keeping an eye on our webpage and also making sure you are on the email list, that you are one of the first ones notified about it, is definitely the way to go, especially for small contracts like Jason said, like 50-point Animal Kingdom. That's going to go fast. It's not going to sit around for a long time.
So now we're going to move in discussing Hilton Head. So Hilton Head, of course, is in South Carolina. It's not a Walt Disney World DVC resort. They have studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, and 3 bedrooms. The dues for Hilton Head are $997 a point for 2021. The direct price is $135 a point. And currently resale is around, again, this always depends on if it's a 25-point listing or a 300-point listing or banked points or no points till 2022. But prices range anywhere from $76 to $84 a point. And I'm sure Scott will let us know. I'll let Scott do some talking. I might be taking up all the time today.
He's dominating like he always does. No, he's doing great.
But I just want to make sure you mentioned about availability at Hilton Head in the summertime.
Yeah, availability at Hilton Head in the summertime, you've got to book it at least probably, let's say 9 months, 10 months in advance, because that is the hottest time of the year for Hilton Head, and it goes quickly. It's also one of the resorts that there are a lot more 2-bedrooms than there are studios, and studios are always the first ones to go. So if you know your family's going to want a studio, you're going to want to book that in advance. I'd also say that Hilton Head, for owning on the resale side, is probably a resort I'd really only consider if I knew that I was planning on going there. With the 2042 expiration, higher maintenance fees, if you want to go there, definitely own there. But I mean, otherwise, if you're sitting there looking at contracts, going, where should I buy? And you know that the majority of the time you're going to want to stay at Disney World. I personally would not suggest buying Hilton Head, just because the earlier expiration and higher fees. And at least, if you buy somewhere that, say, you don't love, if you buy, say you don't really like Saratoga Springs as much, or an old Key West, at least if you own those at your home resort, you can still lock in your resort 11 months in advance and then try to switch at the 7-month window. Worst case scenario, you're still at a really great resort in Walt Disney World. Where at Hilton Head, you've got to wait to the 7-month window, because you can't really lock in your resort beforehand, because you'll be in South Carolina, so it doesn't really work so well when you're going to the parks. So I'd personally buy there if you really want to stay there. But absolutely great resort, as Jason was mentioning. I stayed there. We've only stayed there once. It was about 7 years ago. But we had a lot of fun, very, very different, similar to Vero Beach, where cast members really steal the show there. They do a fantastic job. There's no other parks or really a ton of stuff to do. I mean, there's a lot of golfing in the Hilton Head, but you're on a resort that's right on the marshes. And what Disney does is that they have free tours every single day, which was really, really cool. You sign up for the tours in advance, and they take you on guided tours, like around the resort or down by the beach, and they go through looking at like fossil shells and stuff like that. So a lot of really, really cool, fun stuff to do at Hilton Head. Laid back, big oaks, Spanish moss hanging down. I mean, a real southern charm to it. And the beach is about a 1-mile drive directly across the street from Hilton Head. You go out, you cross the main road, and then Disney has their own private beach there as well. But really, really great resort to visit. Again, if it's in the summer, you definitely need to book in advance. Off-season has some really, really cheap stays as well. I think the studios start...
Like in January?
I think January. I believe it's down like... They've varied over the years. I think it might be down like 6 points per night in January. We charge $20 a point. So, I mean, it's starting at $120 a night to stay at Hilton Head. So, I mean, it has a lot of bang for the buck in value as well. But absolutely great resort. I don't know if we'll talk about some of the food options, because I know I've been dominating this part. But
I just want to mention, so Columbus, Ohio, apparently is going to get 2 shout-outs this week, one about the White Castle. But in my experience, the people from Ohio, maybe just Columbus, a lot of them do go to Hilton Head in the summertime. Maybe that's not true. I don't know. But a lot of times, they go to Hilton Head in the summertime. So they want, and they know that it's hard to get in there in the summertime. So they're buying it because they want to stay there, and they want to book it 7 to 11 months in advance. So I mean, I wouldn't buy Hilton Head like Scott mentioned. If you say, I'm never going to go to Hilton Head, I just want to go to Walt Disney World. No, I would buy it because you want to use it generally in the summertime, and you want to book it 7 to 11 months in advance. Like we just recently had a listing. It was 160 points with a February use share. It sold. It came in, it sold. And then after that, we have a bunch of people who said sale pending request. Like if this comes back on the market, let me know. Or if you get another one like it, let me know. So, I mean, Hilton Head has a certain buyer to it. It's the one that wants to go there.
I was looking over your list of some of the stuff at Hilton Head, and I saw the campfire. I just want to point out just the activities they have there. So goofy bingo, movies under the oaks, the fishing and crabbing. The campfire there was awesome, because a lot of the parks around here, the resorts around here, do the campfire as well, where they roast s'mores. At Hilton Head, they roast s'mores, they sing stories, they sing songs, they do stories. I mean, they had like a get up and dance thing. I mean, it was a lot more to do than just the regular roast s'mores here. Here, it's great. You roast the s'mores. The cast members are great. Over there, it's really interactive, and you're singing and dancing, and the stories. And they have gentlemen there. As I said, is that Blue? I think Blue is the one who tells stories inside the lobby in one of the rooms off the main lobby. And I'm just, this stuff's kind of coming back to me as we're talking about it. It was just an absolutely great resort, though. You definitely check it out if you haven't.
And I haven't been there, but I believe it's also a great place.
Check it out.
to ride bikes around.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there, and if there's no transportation really that brings you there from Disney, so you're going to have a car with you when you go, and there's a lot of stuff to do. We did a dolphin tour while we were there, and there's shopping right down the road. There's a couple, like, if you go out, you make a right onto the main road, go down about, I forget, maybe 2 or 3 miles. There's a big development there where they've got a ton of stores and they have live performers performing, and it's on the water, and there's tons of restaurants and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff to do while you're there. There's a lot more in Hilton Head than there is at Vero Beach if we're comparing the two. I'd say it was closer. Vero Beach has a lot of stuff, but Hilton Head, I think there's more stuff to do, but both great off-site resorts. So, I mean, I love Hilton Head, and now I want to go back, so I need to schedule something, I think.
And of course, it's not going to get, it's going to get a little chillier in Hilton Head in January and February than it is. I mean, not like cold, but, a little chillier.
Oh, yeah, one of our employees was there a couple years ago, and it was actually snowing when they were in Hilton Head.
Really? What month was that?
It was January. It was January, but they're reporting back that it was currently snowing in Hilton Head, and we were all sitting here. And they're from this area too. So we're a nice, warm Walt Disney World area, and they're in Hilton Head snowing.
Wow. So now we're going to move on to. Are we all done with Hilton Head?
You can never be all done with Hilton Head.
Anything you want to add on the rental side, like making the summer requests?
I mean, there's not too much. I mean, definitely, again, if you're planning on coming this summer, get it into us. Again, first you can book us 11 months in advance, so getting it to us with the most time left will work out best for you. We typically have a decent amount of Hilton Head points. There's not a lot of owners there, and I would say just get it to us in advance. Or if you're an owner and you own a Hilton Head, if you have points that are expiring, 7 months out, 6 months out, they can't be used, for what they're really needed. We would need the Hilton Head over the summer. I mean, that really helps them rent out a lot faster. We can still rent those points, but again, whether you're booking to stay there or you're the DVC member, the further you give us with your points, the much easier it's going to be to book your room or to rent out your points.
All right, let's go on to Scott's food review of the week.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
So for the food review of the week, we are going to Disney Springs, where we tried the Thin Mint Cookie Sandwich from Erin McKenna's Bakery. So it's a big cookie, 2 Thin Mints, and inside there's a layer of like chocolate frosting. It was very, very good sandwich. It arrives chilled, so it's not like it's melting too much, but it does melt rather quickly. It was exactly as expected. Sometimes when you have some of the food reviews and you're trying the food there, something kind of like blows you away. This was as expected. It was a very good cookie. It's what you expect. We gave it a 7.8 because it was tasty. However, I've been incorporating something special on this one. I think for the next one we're going to do as well. It's the overall value, because this cookie was $8.99. And on the board, it lists that the sandwich cookies are $8, and then there's a little plus next to it. So when we got the receipt, we realized it was $8.99 for a cookie. So the value on this, I mean, I have to put this down as a 5.3. It was a good cookie. There's no chance I would ever get this again, because I'm not going to pay $9 for the cookie. And they do have annual pass holder discounts as well, but $9 for a cookie, just not worth it. Good cookie overall, just way too expensive.
So wait, so are you saying that it was $8 an asterisk? So
it was on the board. It says the sandwich cookies are $8 plus. So I was like, I didn't realize there was a plus there. And all of a sudden, when I got it, it was $8.99.
I mean, I guess it's better than at least the plus wasn't another $10.
Exactly, but I mean, but $9 for a cookie. That's a lot of money. And it was a good cookie, and I mean, you could split it between 2 people, but for like bang for the buck and value, it tastes good. I could never get this again. I mean, I hate to say it, the Erin McKenna's was very nice. It's a nice little shop there. It's seen pretty much almost everything in there was a little bit overpriced. I mean, I think a lot of people like it, and I think they also offer a lot of like gluten-free stuff and stuff for allergies. And I'm sure, it's great, but just for the average person, seemed very overpriced for pretty much everything, unfortunately. Like they had donuts that were $4 a piece. And I mean, they were probably, 2 bites and you could eat the whole donut for $4. Where Everglazed, I think they're like $5.99 or something. So they're on the more expensive side, but I mean, they're literally 6-7 times as big and filled and would blow them away. So again, very good cookie, not getting it again.
And I'm sorry, what was the name of this place?
This is Erin McKenna's Bakery.
Okay, so if she watches this,
I'm sorry, Erin.
she's
Lower
not
your
going to want to be a
prices.
sponsor.
Lower your prices, Erin. White Castle's going to come with the sponsorship. If you want to sponsor us first, you got to lower the prices or give us some free stuff. We like free things. We could be rented out essentially. Come on, give us some free cookies and stuff, and I'll talk it up more. But $8 for a cookie, it's not happening.
All right, so now we're going to move on to renting DVC. So we just want to touch on this. So on the buying side, if you're looking for a 100-point Polynesian, again, you can just put it on your wish list, and then we'll email you when we get a listing, and you can decide if you want to make an offer, things like that. On the renting side, I just want Scott to touch on a little bit. So somebody wants to check in and check out. So they go to the DVC-rental side, they check availability, they plug in their dates, they get an email back. Unfortunately, it's missing this night or this night. What are the best things to do to set them up for success so they're getting the reservations that they want?
Again, booking in advance is key. If you're waiting to the last minute, there's probably not going to be a lot of stuff left. The DVC rooms sell out a lot further than regular Disney rooms because they're so highly discounted. People know you've got to book in advance. So if you do run into the scenario where a room is sold out, normally our team will let you know that to check out our deals page. There's big buttons all over our page to click on the deals. We could have a confirmed reservation for you with a last minute deal on there that could work for you. It might even be discounted. But otherwise, we are also set up as a Disney travel agent, so we can book rooms directly with Disney as well. So they're going to be at Disney's prices, so you're going to get the best price that Disney offers, but that's going to be more than we normally charge, when renting points. So I could say, if something sells out, a lot of times it's best to just consider it gone at that point. What I would suggest is moving forward, we can book the room with you directly through Disney. And then you can check in with us periodically. And if it happens to come up, something that works for you on renting points, we can gladly book the room for you and then cancel the room with Disney. So it's probably best to, if you want to go these dates, you're going to want to lock in something. So we'll book the room for you directly with Disney. So that way, at least, worst case scenario, you've got that. But otherwise, then we can see if possibly something else, somebody cancels and, it works out for you where you get a better price or a better room type. But lock in something because you don't want to be locked out where Disney has nothing either.
In an ideal world, would you say it's better if the person that's going to rent, finds the availability that they want and then books their airline flights versus booking airline flights and then saying, I have to show up on this day and I have to leave this day?
And that does happen. Definitely make sure the availability is there that you want. We get all the time. People say, put in the request, they'll send it to us, and they'll say, can I book my flights? Like, give us 10 minutes. Let's make sure that we lock in the room for you first, because, this is moving availability. There could only be one room there. So, we try to book stuff as fast as we can for you. But if possible, definitely wait to book your airfare until after we've secured your reservations. So that way, you're locked in, you've got the confirmation number, then book your airfare. Because if you lock in your flights first, and then, then you're coming to us for dates, then you're stuck and you can't move anything, and you're kind of at the airline's will at that point, because there's a decent chance they may not be able to move dates for you or without charging you a large penalty. So definitely get your room, then the airfare.
And then if someone wants a reservation, they're trying to book at the 11-month window, is it best just to email you and touch base just a few days prior to that?
Yeah, I mean, if it's before the 11-month window, definitely you can put in the reservation request with us, or you can email us and say, hey, I'm looking for this. I know it's outside the 11-month window, but we can still price it for you, and we can send you all the information, which is on our booking form, where we get down all your information for the room. There's a $200 deposit, which goes towards the room as well. And then that way, once the 11-month window opens, we could hopefully have a DVC member right there at 8 a.m. trying to book the room for you as fast as we can. So if you know beforehand, reach out to us a week or so before the 11-month window. That way we can set everything up for you.
And then, like you mentioned, on the deals page, that's where they have the confirmed reservations. So, a lot of people will, watch that site, and then they'll, because again, these are already confirmed reservations. That's that's set in stone. This person's, to check in this day, check out that day. And then if you secure that, you're like, okay, do you want to go this time? And you talk to your family, you book it, and then you can make your flight and go from
Yes,
there.
still wait till after even though the room's already a confirmed room, definitely wait until after we get back to you with the confirmation number, because there are sometimes we could contact a DVC member and they could say, oh, you know what, I just banked the points, or, my sister came along and she needed the points, so the room's no longer there. So even though it's a confirmed reservation, when you lock it in, it should be yours, but wait for us to get back with you just to secure everything, to know you've definitely got the room, here's your confirmation number, then contact the airlines.
And then I'm sure this is a situation where a confirmed reservation will sit there, and then all of a sudden one day, for whatever reason, 4 people want the same confirmed reservation. Only one of them is going to get it. So that's another reason why
Exactly.
you want to wait.
And we try to market as quickly as we can on the website. We update the deals page several times a day, but I mean, there have been times when we've put out a confirmed reservation and it's sat there for several weeks. Then somebody puts in the booking form saying, I want it. And then 3 minutes later, somebody does the same exact thing and we didn't even get a chance to update it yet. So another good reason why wait till we get back to you to let you know you're all set before you start making airline plans.
Perfect. No, that was episode 14. Hopefully you enjoyed. You got some insights on, if you're looking into DVC, how to start to figure out how many points you want to own, the use year, the resort. Got some information on renting, some information on Hilton Head. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know if there's anything you want to add.
I'll just throw in the obligatory, please like and subscribe. We appreciate it. Share with your friends. We're doing our best and we promise to keep trying to get better every time.
And be sure and watch it on the Buy and Sell YouTube channel. Just
Not the DVC rental one? Oh, it's savage. Either one works. Wherever you find us, please watch it. Stream it on your TV in your house in the background while you're cleaning or doing anything. Just keep it on all day long, because you just can't hear our voices enough.
Thanks for watching.
Have a great day.